mousse cake that I got off the internet, and here's a quick picture of the recipe. This chocolate mousse cake has a crust and then a filling, and then you bake it, and we're going to use one of these spring-form pans. If you've ever seen one of these, they're great for cheesecake type desserts where you want to be able to take the cake out of it. So here's our spring-form pan. And the first ingredient we're going to use is 2 cups of almonds, alrighty? And you're going to need a food processor. I've already put the 2 cups of almonds inside the food processor. It also calls for 1 tablespoon of water, and I put the water in here, and it called for 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I did not put the full 2 tablespoons because I don't really think the crust needs to be all that sweet, so I just put 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And I also sprinkled some cinnamon in the crust. That was not in the recipe, but I like to add cinnamon. And I also added some flax meal to the crust because it's tasteless and it's another good source of our omega-6s, and I try to add that flax meal to just about everything. Okay, so we're gonna pulse this, the almonds, the maple syrup, the water, the cinnamon, the flax meal, till it gets a little bit crumbly to be used as the crust. Okay, it's looking good. I'm going to stir it a little bit and then maybe pulse it one more time. I'm going to scrape the edges and get everything off the sides. And the chunks are a little bit big, so I'm going to do it just a tad bit more to get the crust and these nuts a little bit smaller. Oh, it smells really good with that cinnamon and maple syrup in there. Okay, a little bit longer. Okay, we've got our crust ready, and we're going to press that crust into the pan. And you can see it sort of is all along the bottom, and it already pressed to this pan, so it shouldn't be hard to press into this. Okay. I'm going to press this in here really quickly. Get my handy dandy gloves. And there's a few big chunks in here. Probably should have pureed it, pulsed it, processed it a little bit longer, but I want to make sure that this video isn't too long. So we've got our crust there. Alrighty, the next thing we're going to do, here's our crust. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our blender to make the filling. Alrighty, quickly with the blender. Our filling has 1 cup of cooked sweet potatoes. Here's our cooked sweet potatoes, 1 cup. And it calls for a cup of dates. I have these medjool dates that I believe I got from Sprouts. It also calls for 1.5 cups of some sort of plant milk. I'm not going to do quite 1.5 cups yet. I'm just going to do a cup. And I happen to have soy milk here. Remember, if you don't have a plant milk, you can make your own. Just put some nuts and some water in the blender and blend the heck out of it for a while, and you can make your own nut milk. Okay, so there's 1 cup, and it said it called for 1.5. I'm pouring another half, but I'm going to sort of use it as I need it. And it calls for 1/3 cup of cacao powder. Cacao powder, here's 1/3 cup. I'm gonna put that in here. Okay, we've got our dates, our sweet potatoes, our milk, and our cacao. Alrighty, let's blend this up and see how that looks. that looks to be smooth enough. Okay, we're going to quickly pour it into the crust, and then we're going to bake it at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. And after you've baked it, then you want to chill it overnight. Okay, and I will show you later the finished product. Here is the chocolate mousse that has the sweet potatoes and the dates. That's really good. Oh boy, that's good. Gonna be a winner. Okay, so I'm gonna pour it into the pan over the crust, and then I'm gonna bake this for 45 to 50 minutes at 350. Then I'll chill it overnight. You do not want to bake it and serve it in the same day because it's going to be way too soft. It's going to need to be chilled before you eat it. Okay. Boy, that tastes delicious. You could just as easily put this in individual parfait glasses. You could put a few chocolate chips on it. You could put slices of banana on it, all sorts of things, but basically that inside ingredients, dates and sweet potatoes, and boy, is it really good. No one would ever know that this isn't your chocolate pudding from days gone by. Okay, we're gonna cook it, and I'll let y'all know how this goes. Again, this was the chocolate